Hello everybody, you cannot tell by this current outfit, I am rocking my new Honey Creek shirt, but I'm going to see Barbenheimer. Yes, you heard that right. We're gonna give you a very unedited, unscripted thoughts and reviews about the film. And yeah, I'm very excited to see them. We're seeing them in the cursed order, the Oppenheimer first and then Barbie. As a film student, I'm very intrigued by both of these films for different reasons, which I will go into at the end, probably without Kenzie. But yeah, I'm waiting for her to swing by my house right now, and we'll be on our way out.
There's nobody here.
I mean, it's the middle of the day on a Monday, so that would make sense. Popcorn has been acquired in a massive bag. Are you ready for this?
Yeah.
I'm so hyped. Oh yeah, I don't anything pink besides my Seek Discomfort shirt, and it's a heavy sweatshirt, so I was like, nope, we're rocking Honey Creek today. My brain is dead. Is your brain dead?
Yes.
I have no...
Blank.
I'm blank.
Processing.
Blank. First and foremost, can we please talk about the fucking Snyder Cut joke?
That was literally the best thing ever because it's true.
The Snyder Cut joke in Barbie made me like wheeze for a minute straight, and it's not even that funny. It's just not like any of the other jokes in the movie.
I find it funny because of how big of a DC fan I am. So
I hate DC, which is why I was like, this is fucking hilarious. As someone who generally likes Snyder's work, like, oh my god.
No, Justice League was horrible. Don't even.
Oh no, I've not seen it. Still, I refuse to watch the DC films. Anyway, that's not what we just did at all. Oppenheimer mind fucked me.
Very much.
I think I didn't have a single thought about halfway through because every thought I was having was just existential crisis. I had more of an existential crisis in Oppenheimer than Barbie.
Barbie was too relatable.
Yeah. You wanna know a genuine thought I had in Barbie? And I might make ooh, so yellow, I love it. My genuine thought I had near the last 20 minutes of Barbie was Barbie is the live action Monster High movie that we never got. In concept, not in vision. It's like Monster High's ethos pathos and everything of be unique, be yourself, be a monster, be your own person, and all that shit. But it's the Barbie movie after Mattel fucking butchered it on Nickelodeon. I could make a whole essay on that. Yeah, but Mattel owns them. I don't know. Okay, I have a big question for you, and if you change your answer to this, let me know. Did you like Barbie or Oppenheimer more? I have a clear winner.
It's so hard because
they're wildly different.
Oppenheimer, obviously, because history, because it's it's, both of us are just history buffs. But then Barbie is just funny and Margot Robbie, I love her with all of my heart.
Michael Cera is so funny as Alan. Okay, my answer is Barbie, which might be surprising given the fact I'm a history major, but ironically, I'm also half a theater major, which Barbie harkens back to so many film references, and also there's a ton of 50s, 60s theater influence in there, including the fact that a lot of the set is practical, which, oh my god, practical sets.
Yes.
It was stunning. It was so pretty.
I actually saw a few videos of their the behind the scenes stuff
so
and
cool. Oh my god.
I guess I'd have to say Barbie too, just because Oppenheimer was good.
Yeah.
But
Oppenheimer was very good.
I
It was
felt
not
like there could have been a lot more.
Yeah. My biggest thought with Oppenheimer was that it felt so much like Imitation Game, if you've seen it.
Yes.
It's one of my favorite movies of all time. Literally top 5 movie for me. And I feel like Imitation Game is better, and it had a lot less, and it told
I can agree to that.
Imitation Game did so much more with less, and it was also more succinct, and I feel like the story hit harder, whereas Oppenheimer felt very spectacle, but in a very cinematic way. I think Imitation Game is less cinematic, but I think the story is better in that movie. If you don't know, it's Alan Turing, also about World War II.
Yeah, I completely agree to that.
Okay, cool, good. I will come back with more thoughts in a day or two.
We're brain dead.
This is, it's night. That's our immediate thoughts from doing the Barbenheimer run together.
It's 10 o'clock at night.
Yeah, high five.
Oppenheimer. And I took a bunch of notes while doing my Barbenheimer run, and I am just going to read through them now and share my thoughts as a film major. Overall, I thought Oppenheimer was very, very good. A thing that I kept seeing online was people saying that it was too long, which of course makes sense of a movie with this length. But I do think, and it's something I wrote down during the film, not long, too many characters. I think for a biopic, this film has so many characters that are incredibly hard to follow, and not gonna lie, just aren't memorable, besides the core 3 or 4. And I thought that was one of the biggest hindrances of the movie, but it didn't detract too much overall, other than me just not really knowing anyone's name throughout the whole film, which to some people I'm sure is like a massive deal. And yeah, that's probably my biggest complaint about the whole film. I'm sure some diehard Chris Nolan fans know why this wasn't in the film, but I thought there was a severe lack of timelines and dates in the film for a story that relies heavily on dates and historic events. I found myself, I followed the story very well, but I just wanted to know when certain things were taking place from a historic perspective, because if you don't know, I'm actually a double major. I'm a history major as well. I felt severely lacking in the way that this pick jumped back in, the past to the present, which, as any good biopic should do. My favorite moments of the whole movie is when the realization hits of them using the state that he had wanted his whole life to study science in, and then, they picked that area. I thought that was very cool, and I was like, wow, that was some good narrative build. The biggest thing I was thinking throughout this entire film was how hard I was thinking throughout this entire film. Everyone came out of that film questioning their life, questioning their morals. Everyone was so confused and racked and in their brains that entire time, and the entire movie I was questioning whether or not I was a good human or not. And then I got done and asked Kenzie, and I was like, were you questioning your entire morality that whole film? And she agreed. So I think this film really, it can get to you if you let it, and it could definitely be watched a dozen times, and you'd still be having new thoughts about the core concept of this film, because obviously this is a highly debated topic to this day, with a horrible outcome in pretty much every way imaginable, but justifications made in the film that are made in real life, and that can be seen from either side you take, and it's really just a mindfuck of a movie. The high key lighting and the overall cinematography of this film is beautiful. The key lighting is specifically on Oppenheimer, and in a couple scenes on his wife as well. And I thought that was a really cool use of the key, and was just really outlining that menacing energy that he has throughout the whole film, really. My favorite use of trope in this film was definitely the representation of Oppenheimer's own internal fears and his creation catching up with him. I thought the use of stamping feet throughout the film to represent the ringing in his ears was a beautiful use of this, especially the overlying stamping feet with the screaming at the end of the war and the crowd cheering. I thought that scene was gorgeous, and it flowed so nicely. I did think that the ear-ringing scene, breathing scene, if you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about, went on just a little too long. I'm sure it was supposed to make the audience feel uncomfortable. I'm sure that was the actual intended purpose, but I do know that the whole theater started looking around at each other like, when is this going to end? And that's not typically what you want to draw out of your audience, because I fully got the weight of that scene, but I think it could have been half of the length and did the same thing. I do think that The Imitation Game with Benedict Cumberbatch is a wholly better film. I don't think the cinematography in that film is quite as gorgeous, but from a storytelling perspective, I think they did a lot more with a lot less. But overall, Oppenheimer is an amazing movie. I quite enjoyed it still. I would give it no less than an 8, probably a 9 out of 10. Now though, moving on to Barbie. Hi guys, it's Film Major Barbie here. I expected to find this movie okay. I loved this movie. Review has spoilers, and when I tell you that I somehow avoided every spoiler on the internet and did not realize that Ken was the villain of the story until watching the film. It was a pleasant surprise, I won't lie. Guys, this film does so much right in such a chaotic way, especially compared to Oppenheimer, which is its own singular it's its own piece of art. It's its own masterpiece. Barbie references film, pop culture, and media, especially like classic film, in a way that I was so not expecting from a Barbie movie that, like, oh my god, Greta Gerwig now has my heart and I need to go watch more of her films. Like, opening the movie with the 2001 Space Odyssey thing, beautiful. And the form, like, that's the classic form cut that we all learn about in film school. If you know what I mean, you know what I mean. But like the form cut, I was literally laughing so hard immediately into this film. Kenzie laughed so hard throughout this whole film. When the practical sets, oh my god, that whole film is an homage to like 1950s to 1970s musical theater films, like Singing in the Rain, My Fair Lady, the painted drop backgrounds, gorgeous, so many homages, and actual music numbers itself, which I honestly also was not expecting to that extent in the film. The beautiful symmetry and framing, oh my god, the framing in Barbie is actually like spectacular. Like the way shots are composed. Your Justice League joke, I wheezed. I don't know why it hit me so hard, but as a hardcore Marvel girly, I did like aggressively wheeze. I do have a note in my phone that just says Facebook slam poetry moment. What was that? Oh, the whole end of the film, the resolution just feels like a like one of those chain daisy posts from Facebook, like mom groups, like the feminism empowerment things, but the whole movie is like an aggressive commentation on the feminism movement and a man's role in that, and so much of that, like, I need to watch the film again even to get a better grasp on that aspect of the film. I was just so taken aback by the beautiful, like, set and cinematography that this movie has, and, like, a genuinely good story as well, nonetheless. The ending hit way harder than I expected to. I was really, like, engrossed in this film, and it kept my attention and my interest more so than Oppenheimer, but in a completely different way. Like, Oppenheimer was like watching art and feeling your heart get ripped from your chest, whereas Barbie was just like pure joy and celebration of cinema, but in this like girl poppy way that I normally would not enjoy or call myself a fan of whatsoever. I also just have sublime written in my notes. If you know, you know. The whole Ken song, the beginning of it, is like an homage to West Side Story, and if I'm wrong, someone let me know, but it really does read like that, and I enjoyed it so much. And then my last note here, and I think I mentioned it in the thing with Kenzie before, but if not, I'm definitely going to mention it again here. The plot, story, and synopsis of the Barbie movie feels less like the Mattel, well, no, it feels less like the Barbieverse, and more like, also Mattel, but the Monster High universe. The Barbie movie is the Monster High live-action movie that we never got. And I think I'm gonna die on that hill. It's the be yourself, be unique, be a monster, be empowered. It's all the Monster High universe thrown into the Barbie movie. I don't know. That was my take, and I would love to hear anyone else's opinions on that. But yeah, Barbie gets my 10 out of 10 star, which for me isn't super hard. I'm a very optimistic reviewer most of the time. I very rarely will give any review under 7 stars. But no, these films both... Barbie exceeded my expectations just a little bit somehow, despite all the hype, and Oppenheimer met my expectations pretty dead on. I do think The Imitation Game was a better film, which is the only reason I give this probably an 8.5 out of 10 for Oppenheimer. If you enjoyed, leave a like and a comment down below. Tell me what your opinions of the movies are. Actually, drop your review of each film down below. That's what I actually want to know. Give me your out of 10 for each movie and tell me why. Thanks for watching. If you want more film reviews or film little fun facts and things about history, I'll do that as well. Alrighty, that's it. Enough of my rambling. Have a lovely day, and thanks for watching. Bye!